So I built a starter home that was meant to look like a retro sort of trailer here in this lot in Strangerville that has all these other different trailers, and I was very excited to build this one. I actually tried to have this be a limited pack build at first, but that wasn't entirely successful, so for most of the video it is going to be limited pack, but eventually I will be using some other packs. Mainly I wanted to use a lot of businesses and hobbies because there's several retro swatches in there, and I actually used this trailer base that comes with the base game. It's on D-Box. I have been really enjoying this kind of build. I built a few sort of caravans for some sims that had horses, so that they look like the horse could probably pull it. But I really wanted to try and make another trailer. I haven't made one in a while, and I believe that the other one that I built here for the channel was also limited pack, but that time it was when the backyard stuff pack was actually free for a little while. So yeah, we have now started adding some windows from businesses and hobbies. I gave it a more aerodynamic shape using some roof pieces, and I liked the look of this door for this kind of build, so I am actually using Growing Together at the moment. No, Get Together. They have some very similar names. And these stairs are also from businesses and hobbies. I like those because they are more minimalistic, so they could possibly be stairs that you can tuck inside of the trailer for transportation. And this is what the floor plan is going to look like. I have a very small kitchen next to the bathroom, and next to it there's going to be a table where Sims can work, eat, and they also have some stuff like the TV. There is going to be a sofa in front of that, and on the other end of the trailer there is going to be a bed, a dresser, and a bookcase. The kitchen is really small. It doesn't have a stove, but it does have a microwave. So if there were Sims living here, they could have quick meals from the fridge and just heat them in the microwave. But yeah, this is a very compact kitchen, and I have it in front of the bathroom because the bathroom doesn't actually fit a sink. I did at the Discover University shower head, so it is completely functional in only 2 tiles. But yeah, I was also using Strangerville, so I added that dividing line so that it was possible for the wooden floor to not look like it was clashing with the tile. And at first I thought about using this rainbow bed, but it was just too big in here, and I had some other ideas for what I wanted to do with this space, and I really wanted to have a sofa, I think, so I decided that this didn't work, and I actually decided to end up using a single bed actually. This is what the wallpaper is going to look like for a while. I eventually changed it to a different one. I don't remember which one, but since I was still trying to go with the limited pack kind of thing, yeah, this is what it's going to look like for a while. However, I have already added Parenthood into the mix, and that was just for those little curtains. So I'm not even sure if I added any other items from Parenthood. So yeah, that's probably it. But yeah, I was more committed to the vibe than to making this completely limited pack because I have now added Dream Home Decorator with a dresser, and I added the businesses and hobbies bookcase here. I sized it down and it looks a bit weird. You could probably get away with it, but I ended up actually changing it for one from the base game, and that I thought looked much better. But yeah, I left that for a while in there, and I tried the businesses and hobbies. So fine here, I actually ended up changing it for the one from Tiny Living, although I did add the high table from businesses and hobbies in here, and I added a couple of bar stools to it. Actually, I made this originally with the intention of uploading it to the gallery. I always upload my builds to the gallery unless there's something going on. And actually this build I wasn't able to save. So that was very sad because I did make sure that it was a starter home and I was committed to the whole thing, but for some reason this specific lot is not allowing me to save it. I will continue to try to do that, but yeah, I don't know if I will actually manage to do it, so I can't make any promises except that I will continue to try. So sorry about that, but I hope that at least you get some ideas for your own builds from watching this video. Also, if you liked it, please leave a like and let me know what you think in the comments. Also, if you have any complaints about the gallery, please let them know on the forums, and also if you want to vent in the comments, feel free to do so. I am mostly annoyed about the fact that the filters and the search aren't really working at the moment, so I was trying to look for some specific things and I couldn't find builds that I actually knew existed, so yeah, that was pretty annoying. Oh yeah, I also added a woodworking table into this build because I wanted to have something on the outside, and I think that I actually ended up doing something interesting with that. I also had some more books in here apparently. I didn't remember that because I am always adding books, but I didn't know that I was thinking about those during this build. They might go away because I wanted to have a phone and I wanted to have the console. I don't actually keep the phone in there actually. It goes into that other bookshelf that I mentioned, but I did add the money trash can, which is a pretty expensive item. So if I was going to have this as a starter home, maybe I wouldn't keep that. I could probably sell that and use that for anything else, maybe to start woodworking so that I could make some money. I have now added the television from the basement treasures kit, so I should be adding the there's a trunk from that kit, so I believe I have that under that table. And I just wanted to have this look like there was a lot of storage in there and that every little bit of space was getting some use, so I also have a backpack under that table. I don't think that I kept those flower boxes because of money issues with this build, but I think that, for example, this nightstand looks nice, like it would have some storage. And also I added the I think that's the sketch pad, so that would also be another way for Sims to make money in here. And this is that other bookcase that I was mentioning. It has a very similar swatch to that dresser, and I decided to have the phone in here. I also got this bright flag tapestry. I think that's such a cool little item. It's not expensive and it has a very nice size, so that's an easy way to decorate a little corner of any build. And I also got the aprons in the kitchen, which, since the mini fridge had this really big gap, so I think that it looks pretty realistic for that space to be used in that way. And at this point, I had given up with the whole limited pack thing. So I now have the for rent tiles on the floor, and also I have a wallpaper from Realm of Magic, which has some really retro colors that I always enjoy using. I didn't keep it because you couldn't actually see the tile, but I really love that combination. And I also decided to change the microwave to one from the workshop kit. You know, the ones that your Sims can fix. So that's another skill building item, and eventually it would become a functional microwave, even though it wouldn't be like a super necessary item, so you would be fine if you had that. You wouldn't be so comfortable if it was the stove or the fridge, because then you wouldn't be able to have that as a working item until you were done with the restoration. But I like this one, and that's that sofa that I was mentioning. I also have some gnomes on the entry mat. Yeah, on the entryway. And I did actually get rid of those books since I decided to get this lamp also from the Basement Treasures kit, and I have the retro video games from the Comfy Gamer kit. Yeah. So I thought that this looked a bit more... So I think that the sim that lived here has probably had a lot of these items since for many, many years. For example, that crate of vinyl is probably very old. Or maybe they also thrift and get a lot of items that way. I liked having this record player here. I was also able to have the is that called a table game? I think. No, it's called a board game. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking of the Spanish term for it. But yeah, I liked how messy that corner is. I also liked how the colors of the sofa match the rug, and also they match pretty well with that other picture that I have added from it's another of the cozy kitsch kit. Yeah, I really love all of the items in that kit. And this is that trunk that I was mentioning, as well as some other clutter items, because I wanted to have some more well, they are not real activities, but it looks like there's more activities. And there's a bunch of space in the front of this lot, so you could probably have something like a games table or some other thing like that. I got this shelving unit also from the restoration workshop kit. This time I thought about the name of it sooner. But yeah, I think that it looks like something that you could hang in there and then remove and put inside of this place when the Sims were on the move. And I also wanted to have a grill, mainly because there's no stove and also because it looked like it could belong to this whole space, like this parking lot. And I also got a generator in the back and the other restoration workshop kit thing, and the picnic table, just because when you have such a small house, it's always a good idea to have some seating and other different useful places outside. And now I am just changing some of the landscaping for debug landscaping, just so that I was able to stay under the starter home price. And that's going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I would tell you to download it again, but I can't promise anything, as I said. And yeah, I'm just going to be adding some more little decorations, some lights, and that's going to be it. I hope I will have another longer video soon. And until then, take care, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!